Okay, we're live. Welcome to the big show here on Traveling with Bruce for Monday, August the 31st, the last day of August 2020. Unbelievable. 8 months have gone by in this month already. I cannot believe it. Time flies when you're having fun. Are we having fun? I hope we're having fun. I hope you're having fun. Did you have a good weekend? I had a great weekend here with Jen. My Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife and I had a wonderful time. The weather here in Creston has been just spectacular. We today are only going to hit 70 degrees. It's absolutely gorgeous sunny weather out there. It's a slight breeze, if that, maybe not even now. It's a beautiful looking day, but it's a nice cool 70 degrees. We're going back, though, to the mid-80s in a couple of days for at least one more week, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But we've had our first taste of Indian summer, a little cool down here. We'll see how that kind of goes going forward. Welcome all of you from around the world who follow my channel, Traveling with Bruce. I'm always humbled by the fact that so many of you are watching me from Europe, from Australia, New Zealand, all over Asia, South America, the Caribbean, UK, Europe, you name it. Canada and the USA, of course, is kind of my home turf. Thank you for all of you who follow this channel and my videos during the week and kind of catch up with me on Mondays for a bit of a hangout and allowing me to give you a little update on what's going on out there and what's happening, and you name it. Please say hello to me and to anyone else on the show if you like. Would love to hear from you. Let me know, where are you watching me from? I love to find out the countries or cities in which you reside. What's your high temperature today? Are you still suffering from the heavy duty heat, or is it getting a little cooler where you are? Let me know. And hopefully all of you are well and taking care of yourselves, social distancing properly, and keeping out of trouble. That last one, though, might be a bit of a stretch. I might be asking too much from some of you. I don't know. Trying to keep you guys out of trouble. Thank you for following this channel. Those of you who are sponsor members, thank you. We just finished our 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock sponsor member show. It's a hangout show every week. If you'd like to become part of the gang that hangs out here Monday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern, there's a link down below in the description for joining this channel as a sponsor member. It runs you 33 cents a day to be a sponsor member, approximately. But with that, you get to use special emojis that we have. You get to hang out with me Monday nights for an hour. And I like to put up occasional videos just for sponsor members as well. So we have a little bit of fun there. And I do appreciate very much all of you who are supporting this channel any way you like. Those of you who are just watching commercials, thank you. Those of you who are picking up Traveling with Bruce merchandise like T-shirts and coffee mugs and you name it on RedBubble, thank you. And also those of you who are picking up a cell phone amplifier. I have 2 left now. I had 6, 2 weeks ago? Now I'm down to 2. These cell phone amplifiers are available for a donation of 50 American dollars. That includes shipping to your home. If you're living in North America, there we go. They're durable too. Made of solid wood. They don't break. No moving parts. No electronics. No batteries. No batteries necessary. No assembly required. You just take your cell phone and put it right in here, and the sound goes down here through this slot here and comes out this hole right here and blares out across your room, across your office, across the kitchen, on your patio, on your picnic table when you go camping, you name it, wherever you want to take this thing. The TWB Traveling with Bruce cell phone amplifier, handmade from sourced wood here in Creston, British Columbia, Canada, and assembled and handcrafted by Marshall Thompson. And Marshall, he does a great job with these things and stains them. He gets the logo on them. I don't know how he does this. There's the logo inside here, the logo inside there, the logo on here. It's amazing how he does. I don't know how he does it. Pretty cool stuff. And like I said, we have 2 more to go, and we're out of our next batch. So if you'd like one, let me know. Send me a donation through PayPal. The PayPal link is down below or up in the upper corner, maybe up here somewhere on my homepage. 50 American dollars will get you one mailed to you, airmail. If you're overseas, outside of North America, add 10 more dollars, make it 60 American so I can cover the cost of the added freight. And you'll have it within a few days as soon as I get it out. And thank you, all of you, for support. Make sure if you send a donation, give me your address. I've had people send me 50 American dollars and say, can't wait to get my amplifier. And then they don't send me the address. So I don't know where to send it. Eventually, we do figure it out. But it's a lot easier if you don't mind, send the donation. And at the same time, enter your address too, so I know where to mail it. It's a lot easier to work with the post office that way. Believe me, they are very good when they have addresses. They're good at it. Alrighty, thank you all for being here today. Traveling with Bruce on a Monday night, the last day in August. Appreciate you seeing me. I wanted to go over a little bit of cruise news with you and say hi to everybody. And if you have any questions about cruising or cruise ships or what's going on, let me know. I'll do the best I can to answer it for you. If you're addicted to cruising, this channel is for you. We love talking about cruise ship holidays. The news that I've heard today, a couple little snippets just before I came on the air, just before I did the 7 o'clock sponsor member show, heard that Seabourn, which is owned by Carnival, that is the 6-star cruise line that Carnival owns, Seabourn has now canceled sailings. They will restart between January of 2021 and May of 2021. So they are extending the shutdown. It'll be almost a year in some cases. If they actually do start up in March, a year since they last sailed. So Seabourn has done that. I've been hearing in the last week that I've shared with you here and there, and I've done a video on it as well. We know that Cunard has canceled until next May. We know that AIDA, which is spelled AIDA, the German, it's a carnival line, but works out of Germany. They've extended shutdowns with some sailings in November out of the Canary Islands, but just a couple ships. Costa is still, 1 or 2 ships only. The folks at MSC, they were going to do 2 ships in the Mediterranean. They're only sailing 1, the Grandiosa. The second ship has been delayed again, now until I think November. And so it's really tender hooks here. Everyone's walking on eggshells. There's a rumor out tonight. I don't have it confirmed yet. I'm waiting for confirmation. We'll find out. As soon as I know, I'll make a video about it or whatever. But the story is that it might well be that the CDC, rather than announcing another extension of a delay for cruising, they might be coming out with an out-and-out canceled until further notice type of an announcement for U.S. ports for cruising. That guarantees no sailings out of the USA for the rest of this year, 2020, the next, obviously, September, October, November, December, 4 months. But it also likely means the first 2 or 3 months of 2021 may also be in jeopardy. If they go to one of these, we'll get back to you kind of announcements when we're going to reopen the ports, rather than just keep playing this 60-day at a time game. You can count on, for sure, 3 or 4 months automatically. They're going to give lots of notice before they restart cruises. So I don't have this as a fact. I can't verify it, but I'm beginning to get the inkling that is what's going on. Whispers are about, the whisper rumors are about the CDC extending it indefinitely. So I had predicted 3, 4, 5 months ago when this first broke that it could be, if it gets bad, really bad, and it is bad, we may not cruise until 2022 normally again. And I tell you, folks, everything I am seeing that is happening, that is evolving, keeps pushing it back. And the thought back in March when cruise lines voluntarily shut down, the thinking was, oh, great, April, May, we'll be back up and running, no problem. And for sure, by June, July, middle of summer, we're cruising for sure. And it didn't happen. And now the thought was, well, for sure by the fall. Now there's no way it's happening in the fall. Now the thinking is, well, by the end of the year, we got to be cruising. I don't think so. With Seabourn doing what they just did here an hour ago till next May, folks, if a six-star cruise line that typically will charge $500 to $1,000 a night on average per person. In some cases, they're paying up to $2,000 a night, depending on the suite. But if a cruise line that can charge $500 to $1,000 per person per night are coming out and saying, we're not cruising until next January to May at least, that tells you something right there. That right there, I can guarantee you, if they're not cruising, there's no way Carnival, Royal Caribbean, or Norwegian are cruising either. There's no way. But if you're a cruise line like Norwegian, I did a video just the other day talking about this fact. I think I did this on the Stock Markets with Bruce channel. If Norwegian cancels a month's worth of cruises for their ships, they're kissing away 110 cruises every month. And we're talking about, I think something like, the number was staggering. Was it 500,000? It was a huge number of passengers. Here we go. It's 225,000 passengers a month is what Norwegian normally has on their ships. 225,000 passengers a month. They cancel 1 month of sailings, they've got to give back 225,000 refunds. Now, if 60% of those folks want their money back, which is typical for Norwegian, 60% of 225,000 refunds, about 140,000 refunds. You imagine how much work that is? And these folks are working from home that are doing these refunds. They're not at the office. The offices are closed. If they had to close down 6 months of cruising in one shot, just Norwegian, 660 cruises, approximately 1.5 million refunds or cancellations would have to be processed. That will take them months to handle. This is why cruise lines cancel 1 month at a time, 1 month at a time. It just gives them time to do it, and it gives them time to rebook new cruises further out to try to mitigate the refund deal, try to hang on as much of that cash as possible. But if the CDC goes with a we're shut down until further notice kind of an announcement, which might be coming, cruise lines are going to be under unbearable pressure to do at least a 3-month additional shutdown to the end of the year into January as a starter. And that, you add all of the Carnival ships, there are 90 of them left out of the 105, at least 90 will be canceling all their cruises. Royal Caribbean was 63 ships in the Royal Caribbean fleet, all their brands, and then add in the Norwegian brands. We're talking thousands and thousands, if not millions of individual cruises that will be canceled out and will have to be processed out the door. This is catastrophically billions of dollars going out the front door from the cruise lines in very short order. So, folks, I'll keep you posted. As I say, I have not been getting the good vibes about everything's coming back to normal and it's all going to be great again. No, not happening. We're not having a party. We're not having a party. We're having a wake as to how bad this thing really is going to be and for how much longer. And it looks longer than shorter, unfortunately. Now, I have to say to those of you who are wanted to be part of my group cruise. I had a group cruise booked. It's still booked for the 6th of December on the Harmony of the Seas Royal Caribbean, a 1-week cruise out of Port Canaveral. Officially, at this minute, the cruise is still on. Royal Caribbean has not canceled the cruise. It is still planned to happen. In reality, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think there's going to be cruising out of Port Canaveral this December. I don't think there'll be airplanes landing in Orlando from overseas anytime this 2020 or into Miami or Fort Lauderdale or anywhere else. I don't know how I'm going to get to the ship from Creston. I don't know how Jennifer and I could ever get down to Miami, Port Canaveral or Orlando. I have no idea how we get there. Because Canada is closed off to the U.S. and vice versa. And so I'm just waiting for Royal Caribbean to make the announcement. And what I've just told you about how the whole logistics of shutting down 4 or 5 months in one shot is scary, financially scary. They're loath to do it. They don't want to do it. But tomorrow is the 1st of September. And I'm kind of wondering, we might see the CDC and maybe CLIA, the Cruise Line International Association, CLIA. They might make an announcement in the first couple of days of September about cruising suspensions being extended yet again. I'm kind of waiting for something like that to happen. It wouldn't be surprising to me if cruises through all the cruise lines through the end of the year will be officially canceled out. We'll wait and see. Anyway, so that's what's happening here. I'm not expecting the cruise to happen. Those of you who have prepaid already and you keep your money with Royal Caribbean, you will certainly get either an offer for a refund or a future cruise credit. They can afford to pay you back. They have the money to do that. We'll just have to wait and see what comes of it. At the moment, it's the 31st of August, and we'll see in the next 2 or 3 days just what happens into the new year, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay. Other cruise news for you today: a company called Genting, spelled Genting. I used to pronounce it Genting, but the people tell me officially you say it's Genting. Genting owns, it's a company that's listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. They're controlled by a tycoon, a very wealthy individual from Malaysia. The company is a publicly traded company. They own several businesses under their Genting corporate umbrella. And 3 cruise lines that they own and control are Star Cruises, Dream Cruises, which both operate out of Hong Kong, Singapore, and Asia. And they own and control Crystal Cruises. Crystal Cruises has their head office in Los Angeles, I believe, California, and they are a 6-star cruise line with 3, 4, or 5 ships, not too many, one on order for next year that's been delayed now until next year. The 6-star cruise line, I believe it is up for grabs. I think that Genting, they are in financial trouble right now. They posted over a $600 million loss for the first 6 months of this year. They're really getting hit. They have announced that they are not paying out any bills right now. They're preserving their cash, and they're in renegotiations with all their bankers and lenders and everybody else. And they are also shopping Crystal Cruises, I believe, to interested parties that might want to buy the cruise line. So do not be surprised if in the not too distant future, in the next week or two, there might be an announcement made through Genting that there's a new owner for Crystal Cruises. The cruise line will still be in business, but under new ownership. And we're going to wait and see if this happens in the next couple of weeks or so. So anyway, that's the latest I have from Crystal. And then Royal Caribbean news. Just before coming on the air at 7 o'clock tonight for my sponsor member show, I took a look at Cruise Mapper, where I can see where cruise ships are located around the world. And I noticed that the Majesty of the Seas, it had left Southampton about a week ago. It was sailing to Malta. It arrived in Malta a couple of days ago. It has now left Malta. It is steaming eastward at 13 knots. And the rumor is the ship is headed for the scrapyard. That is the rumor, not confirmed, not official, but there's a lot of talk that this ship is going to meet up with the Empress of the Seas, which is right now in Greece, about 200 miles away from the scrapyard. And the rumor is that the two ships are going to be linking up together and will eventually work their way to Turkey, where they will be scrapped. Now, unless Royal Caribbean comes out and says something else, the internet is all over this story. Folks on Cruise Critic and all the chat sites are all over this story. This has been speculation. Now, the Grandeur of the Seas was also rumored to be going to the scrapyard. It's the same age approximately as the Majesty of the Seas, but Royal Caribbean last week confirmed that no, this ship is not going to be scrapped. It will eventually return to Baltimore, apparently, which was its home port, and will conduct cruises from Baltimore when they are allowed to. In the meantime, the ship is wherever it is and is waiting out its instructions. But the Majesty of the Seas definitely went on a sailing from Southampton down to Malta, and now has left Malta and is heading east at 13 knots. And it says otherwise. It could well be that the ship is now working its way towards the Empress of the Seas, which also has not been given a reprieve officially. And we'll see if the two ships might go into scrapping from there. I don't know. The two ships have very few balconies. They are mainly inside and ocean view rooms. They are both 20, one is 23 and the other one is almost 30 years old. They're getting up there in age, and if the cruise lines are going to come back and only operate with balcony cabins, these two ships will not be the first two ships in the water with paying passengers. These ships will lose money. Even if they sell out whatever balconies they've got, they will lose money. They burn more fuel than they can get from passengers only in the balcony room. So we'll see what happens here. I know a lot of folks are hoping for the best. They're hoping for a positive outcome, but there are 6 or 7 ships in the Royal Caribbean fleet that are actually uneconomic to operate with balcony only accommodation. They won't cut it. They won't make money. They'll lose money, and the Royal Caribbean cannot lose money. They have to start breaking even and making money. But we'll see what happens. Time will tell. So those are the some of the news bits and pieces that I've been putting together that I'm coming across here. Anything that you folks hear, you let me know, and I'll be happy to pass it on. But the news is just grim. It is just not good news. This pandemic is reaching new all-time highs in India. It's now reaching new highs in the Philippines. That's bad news, because in Manila and the Philippines, up until a month ago, there were 25 cruise ships always in the harbor, in Manila Harbor, offloading crew, taking crew home because they don't need them from the Philippines. There are over 80,000 crew members from the Philippines. The Philippines now are running into new high pandemic numbers for infections and deaths. The worry is that even if the cruise lines get the green light to start cruising in a month or 2 months or 3 months or 5 months, the worry is that with the pandemic numbers rising in the Philippines, rising in Indonesia, in Singapore, in Malaysia, Thailand, India, we're talking about the actual countries where a huge number of the 200 and plus thousand crew people are from, and where they are now. They're home now. They're back. They're in their hometowns, in their home regions, and the virus is running amok over there. And now the problem is, how do you know if you can get your crew back, assemble them at a meeting point? How do you know that when you assemble them together, that of the 500 or 5,000 that you've assembled, or 10,000 you've assembled in a certain city like Manila, that already 5% of those folks are infected? They don't know it. They don't feel bad. They feel fine. They don't have access to tests. They get flown to wherever they get flown to. They land and get tested, and they're positive. They're now 15% positive. You can't put them on the ships. The cruise lines are running into this possibility that not only do they have problems with the passengers having the virus, but they're now worried about even the crew having the virus before they get to the darn ship in the first place. And then, of course, the problem is once you've got 3,000 people on a ship, or 4,000 or 5,000 crew and passengers on a cruise ship, it doesn't matter to the virus who has the virus. The virus doesn't care. If a crew member is a bartender and they serve you a drink, and you grab the glass with your hand and then you scratch your eye, you might have the virus now. You don't know. They didn't know they gave it to you. You didn't know you got it. Somebody coughs or sneezes or laughs loudly at a good old joke, and people are inhaling all the droplets. You don't know if passengers are spreading the disease to passengers and to crew, or vice versa, from crew to passengers back to crew. This is what can happen over a 1 week, 2 week cruise. And how do you stop it? This is bad news. So right now, the thinking and the worry is, oh my gosh, with the Philippines having higher number of cases testing positive every day, India over 70,000 positive cases yesterday, just yesterday. That number is growing, highest number it's ever been. If they get to a couple 100,000 a day, that's 6 million a month. That's how many there have been in the States already. They can do that in 30 days down there. 1.3 billion people. What are the odds that that doesn't spread out from India and go elsewhere? It is scary to think. And without a vaccine, effective vaccine, we are nowhere. And we don't have a vaccine. All the talk you hear is wishful thinking. November the 3rd, there will not be a vaccine by November the 3rd. Forget about it. It ain't happening. And even if there were a virus ready for October the 3rd, you wouldn't have that virus distributed across the planet for at least 6 months. It'll take at least 6 months, maybe a year, because you're talking about billions of doses that have to be distributed. Everyone has to have the vaccine. Everybody. I just don't see that happening. There's too many anti-vaxxers, too many deniers, too many conspiracy theorists, too many non-believers, and logistics. And it all comes down to dollars. Who's going to pay? Certain countries can afford to pay it. Many can't. And everyone's got to be treated. And so here we go. The United Nations try to get a pencil budget through there without disagreements. I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, there you go. There's my happy chat for the day. We try to be a happy place here, but I want to be realistic with you. I don't want to sugarcoat this. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm telling you the way I see it, the way I hear it, the way I can feel it. And it's bad news. And I want to go on a cruise so bad. I would love to get in my car and head south. 3 miles from here is the U.S. border. I would love to cross the U.S. border right now. If I could just go to Coeur d'Alene and visit my local Costco store there, they've got some real nice Kirkland ice cream I'd like to bring back. If I could just do that, I'd be a happy guy. I can't even do that. They're telling us in British Columbia, don't leave your house unless absolutely necessary, because we're up to 120 cases a day in our province again, and that's unacceptable here. Those small numbers are already causing panic warnings. Do not go out of your house. So, folks, what can I tell you? Welcome one, welcome all. Tell me where you're watching me from. What's your high temperature today? Say hi to us. And if you got a good story, pass it on. John LeBeau is here saying, hey, TWB. John, welcome. Carol Fawcett, welcome, Carol. Good evening, Bruce and TWB family. Mickey Mouse, my spirit animal, one of my great sponsor members, is in the house. Thank you for being here tonight. Hello, Bruce and TWB family. Hope you're all well. There's a bunch of emojis for you. Kirk Brunson. Hi, Bruce. Kirk from New York in the house. Dave is here. Hi, Bruce. Seaweave02. Good evening, everybody. Hi, Seaweave, another great sponsor member. TMG Toe. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited and happy to be here. And Bruce, you see the news on who's buying GameStop shares. I did a video about GameStop about a month and a half, 2 months ago. I was talking about GameStop on my Stock Markets with Bruce channel, my second channel. If you get a chance, check it out. And that stock was about $4.20 a share at the time. And there are more shares shorted than actually exist. In other words, for everybody that has shares, there are investors who have sold shares they don't have that they will buy back later. There are more of them. There are more shares sold than actually exist. And I mentioned in my comment in my video that if this it continues much longer, the shares could have a run. And if they start moving up in price and create a panic among the short sellers who are going to want to buy back the stock that they don't have, the higher the shares go, the more money they lose, depending on what they sold them for. That happened today. The shares were around $5.25 a share a couple of days ago. They hit $7.15 this morning. I have a feeling that a few short sellers are being bought in involuntarily right now, and they don't like it. Bad news in the short game, and good news for those who are long stock, and I think MGTO is long GameStop shares. Brittany Anderson, hi Bruce and all. Today's high was only 86 degrees, but it's only 82. It feels like a temperature of 91. Seaweave, Florence, Alabama, 89. It's wet. Laura has passed through or passing through. Amy Schultz, first day of spring in Melbourne, Australia. Sun is out, but it's still cold. Welcome, Amy, from beautiful Melbourne. Jason Alexander, hey Bruce from Kelowna, only 21 here today. Here in Creston, we only hit 20 today, or 70 Fahrenheit. We're going to be back to about 85 in a couple of days. We had a little cool off today. It was very nice. Sandy Robinson, good evening, Bruce, and TWB family from sunny, cooler Malibu. MG thumbs ups, everybody. Thank you, MG. See the world with Chris. Hey, Bruce. Hey, see the world with Chris. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel today. My Mystics here, Salt Lake City, 73 degrees. Cool compared to the past 2 months. A lot of folks are getting a bit of a break today. Mermaid C, heat index over 100. Can you guess where I am? Terry Martin is here. Hi from Tennessee, from Terry and Jean. Our first contact. Welcome to the live show, guys. Those of you who've been sending me messages early on at the beginning of my show, I have to explain to you that on occasion, my computer on the software that I'm using to broadcast to you live, it backs up my messages. But if I don't read them fast enough, it skips forward and I can't go back to the beginning. So I have missed out on dozens of messages that I would love to have read, but I talk too much. But I did catch up with Terry Martin, so welcome you guys. Jeannie, hello Bruce and TW family from Bill and Jeannie, about 50 miles from the Smoky Mountains in East Tennessee. Welcome you guys. Janie T, hi Bruce from Melbourne. Welcome from AZ, Australia. Robert Blend, hello Bruce, it's cool, 72 in Boston. Patrick Bagnall, hello from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, 72. Mickey Mouse, lots of emojis are coming up. Robert Mailut, good news, I'm going back to work this week. Right on, Robert. Rob Slevin, hello, TWB crew from Lexington, Kentucky. 79 Fahrenheit with scattered showers, beats 90s. Jack Wise, hello from Conroe, Texas, near Houston. It's a balmy 93. My Royal Caribbean end of January cruise allowed me to sign up for the Chef's Table Experience on formal night. Looks like I'll have to pack the tuxedo. Has anyone else had the Chef's Table Experience? Let me know out there. Any of you who are watching tonight, almost 200 of you, have any of you had the Royal Caribbean Chef's Table Experience? Did you enjoy it? What was it like? We'd love to know. Fantastic. Rosemarie, hi from Port Richey, Florida. It is 80 Fahrenheit here tonight. Welcome, Rosemarie. Hello, Bruce from Hamilton, Ontario, 24 Celsius. From Dan Massey. Welcome, Dan, from beautiful Hamilton. Catherine Bennett, good evening, Bruce, from Ottawa, Ontario. Look forward to Monday evening and hearing what's happening. Catherine, thank you for joining me from beautiful Ottawa, Ontario. Nice to have you here. So many folks from Ontario watch me. Robert Moncada, Chicago, has officially had their hottest summer on record. That means that gentleman is from Chicago, and I own Chicago. Chicago is a huge follower of this channel. There are many folks in Chicago and area that follow me. Thank you, all of you from beautiful Chicago, Illinois, for following TWB. Robert, thank you. Peter Heckema, hi, Bruce and all. I hope everyone is staying safe. Bruce, When can we expect to see Creston, British Columbia cherries in Florida? We got some last year in the Publix supermarket, and they were wonderful. They are getting close to harvest time because we cool off a little bit, and they turn that bright red, and then they start the harvesting. So cherry harvesting is at any moment now, so do not be surprised in the near future. Terry Martin, how are you doing with your new Mac? Terry wants to know. Folks, I got to tell you, I'm loving it. Peter, by the way, is saying hi from Tarpon Springs, Florida. Sylvan Forrest is in the house. Hi, everybody. Delightful shirt, Mr. B. Thank you, Sylvan, for everything you've done for my channel, and thank you for being here tonight from the hospital. 3 months in the hospital. Get well, get the hell out of there, get home, and enjoy a libation and a cigar. I can't wait for you to be back with your wonderful wife and dad. The Mac, the MacBook Pro computer that I acquired, it'll be 4 weeks tomorrow that I got my new MacBook. You are looking at me through the MacBook right now. We are broadcasting with the MacBook Pro through the camera here. I'm using the microphone from the computer. I'm using the camera from the computer, and it's absolutely wonderful. I am loving this thing. For the last approximately 12 days or so, 10 days, 12 days, I have not had to turn on my Windows PC computer. I've not had to go back to it for anything. I've been able to do anything I need for this channel, Traveling with Bruce, and my other channel, Stock Markets with Bruce, all through the MacBook Pro, the 16-inch MacBook Pro. And thanks to so many of you out there who made donations to this channel through Super Chats, through direct donations, through my PayPal button. For those of you who are members of my Patreon group, very few of you, but a few of you there. Those of you who have picked up one of these guys right here, or these right here, all of you have helped me get this unbelievable machine into this house to allow me to continue forward with this channel. The workload that I was putting my PC under was killing it. The fan was on all the time. It was blowing hot air. My legs were getting too warm whenever I had it on my lap. But this Apple MacBook Pro, I think I've heard the fan about 4 or 5 times. That's only 4 or 5 times in a month have the fans turned on because I'm working the computer too much. This computer just says, come on, give me anything you got. I can handle you, Bruce. You have not got enough stuff that you need done. The only time the fan comes on now is when I'm editing a video on Final Cut Pro, which I'm also beginning to figure out, thank goodness. And it is a wonderful program, I have to admit. But when I'm doing voiceovers and transitions and zoom effects and Ken Burns effects and all kinds of other editing, then the fans come on, but only for about 10 minutes. And then they turn off because the computer's going, oh yeah, okay, you're done. You're uploaded now, back to normal. This computer is cool to the touch most of the time. That's how powerful it is. So I am not in any way taxing this machine. That was the plan. That was the plan to build up the workload and have a machine just go, give it to me. Give me your best shot, buddy. You're nothing. So it's doing very well. Thank you very much. And to all of you out there who helped me get this machine, a special heartfelt thank you to all of you. It really has made a huge difference. Jennifer now has access to the laptop anytime she wants it. She loves using her little iPad. She has a small iPad. I have a big ass iPad, and then she likes using the PC from time to time, and it's available anytime she wants it. And so this is great harmony in the house. No issues whatsoever. Jeannie, welcome, Terry and Jean from Jeannie. Nikki Singleton, hi, Bruce and everyone. Greetings from Jacksonville, Florida. 81 degrees right now. Today I saw a leaf fall. Sigh, summer's over. I have to admit that looking out my window, it is practically all green leaves except for a few yellowish here and there in some of the bushes. So it's beginning, but we're not yet near fall here. Donnell, hello again, Bruce and all from Cork, Ireland. From Donnell, one of my great viewers, sponsor member. You can tell he's a real follower. Look at the shirt that guy's wearing. What a beautiful piece of garment that is. Thank you, Donnell, for all your support of this channel. Darlene Meyer, ouch, doesn't sound promising, she says. We're talking about the future of cruising. Cruises will be out of business, says Mermaid. See the world with Chris. What a blooming, you know what. Mermaid, I blame China. John Recchia is here. John, after all you said on today's video, if the cruising delayed months into 2021, which major cruise line is most likely to go belly up? Well, they won't go belly up yet. They can survive well into 2021, probably till the end of 2021. The question will be, will they need to raise additional funds in the first or second quarter of 2021? Because at that point in time, if the future is still as murky as it is now, bankers might be a little more reluctant to pick up bonds. Now, the bonds from Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, and Carnival, all the bonds that they've been issuing lately have now been rated as junk bonds by the bond rating agencies because they are running out of Class A assets to put up for collateral. And the ratings agencies are saying, you buy these bonds, yeah, you can get 15% interest, 16% interest, but you're taking a bigger risk than if you were getting Class A bonds with the biggest ships, the newest ships, with 5% interest that you were earning. If you're going to earn 15, 16% interest, you're taking a bigger risk, and these are junk bonds. So a lot of the mutual funds out there, retirement funds, they're not allowed to buy these bonds at all. The cruise lines cannot go to pension funds and raise money. The only way cruise lines can raise money without paying interest is if they issue stock from their treasury. But if Carnival and Norwegian want to issue stock now, they're going to be issuing stock in the $15, $16 range, which is basically 30% of the price they were trading at less than a year ago. If Royal Caribbean needs to raise money selling stock, they'll be raising stock at about half the price, 45% of the price. The shares for Royal Caribbean are a bit higher than the other two percentage-wise. They're trading around $68 to $70 a share. Personally, I think they're overvalued. I think Royal Caribbean should be issuing stock right now. They should sell off 10 million shares at $70 a piece and bring in $700 million in cash and not have to pay a dime for that money. If there are buyers for 10 million shares, they should take advantage of it. If you can blow off 20 million shares, do it. Bring in $1.4 billion right now. Add that money to your bank account, because at $270 million a month going out the front door, $1 billion lasts you 4 more months. So yeah, I'd be doing that, but I don't know how this is going to play out. Mermaid, also Trump 2020. Well, good luck with that. Aaron, people who blame China are lazy. A Mermaid, no. MG, COVID has mutated. Europe is starting to shut down again. South America is getting worse. North America is seeing the mutated virus from Europe. It's getting ugly. Aaron, also look what a mess Trump's America is. Mermaid, Trump did not mess up America. The Democrats did. That's right. Since you weren't in the White House, you made it worse by not being in the White House. The Democrats should have been in the White House and it wouldn't be as bad. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because Trump didn't make it bad. He's the president. He couldn't have made it bad. Anyway, enough politics. I'm going to try to skip every comment to do with Trump if I can, but it's not easy. Aaron, Jack, this whole situation is political. What are you talking about? At least he didn't say Trump. Should we all just pretend then, says Aaron? Let's see. MG Toe, this is a good opportunity to go paperless and just use credit cards. Let's see here. I'm trying to get through political comments. Sylvan is blocking Aaron. He doesn't want political comments. Mutated virus from Europe. Where's the data? Let's see here. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Robert, hi Bruce and all fellow TWB members. Most of the smoke is gone from my part of California. Finally have some good air to breathe. Good news there. Let's see here. Who is next? What is next? Oh, got to skip over the comments. Skipping over all kinds of political comments. We don't need them. We just don't need them. Here we go. Doesn't the CDC no sale order expire this month? If they're extending it, then they're waiting until the last minute, says Alex. Alex, that's what I was thinking. I'm kind of thinking they might just go with one of those. We'll get back to you when we undo it. We shall see. Who else is here? Let's see. We got people being political, so we're trying to skip over the politics. Here we go. Jen's got a good idea. Let's give Bruce a thumbs up for his video today. He's working hard. Anytime I can get a thumbs up for my videos or live shows, I do appreciate it. It makes a very big difference for viewership. I totally agree with Bruce was saying, with what Bruce was saying yesterday. Aaron says about cruise lines not being able to get crew on the run ships. They can't even travel into the USA. Robert, Darlene is saying, Robert, I'm in Turlock. Nice to see the sun for once. The full moon is this week, says Matthew Bassler. Welcome, Matthew. Jen, crystal offices are in Miami and Beverly Hills. Yes, I think Beverly Hills is the head office, and a secondary office is in Miami. I think. I could be wrong, but I've always thought that. I was under that impression. Rosemarie, do you think Royal Caribbean will sail in November? No, I don't. Q+, never mind. Zane, Seabourn just canceled the rest of the year and announced the delay of their new expedition ship venture. Lots in the press release on their website. Yes, Robert, Darlene, oh, it's been a while. How you doing? Alex, Viking has a world cruise next year, so this virus needs to go away soon so I don't miss my cruise. Laugh out loud. Full Moon Jack saying on Tuesday. Don't you think the ownership is going to be industry-wide? Aaron is asking. That's possible, but not for the publicly traded companies. For some of the smaller lines, maybe. But for some of the lines, it's too late. What is the line that went under? CMV gone, and I believe what was it? Pullmantur. They're also gone. They barely lasted 60 days. Another Royal Caribbean's chat said no ships are planned for scrap or sell-off. Says Q+ 2020. Interesting. Andy, have you talked to Lolita Loca? Not today. Thank you for a dose of reality. Bruce is an honest reporter, says Truck Bomb number 1. Thank you, Truck Bomb. James, the other 3 Carnival ships are headed to Limassol. They may be headed to Turkey too. Jen, I so agree with Truck Bomb. Alex, every time you say Southampton, I keep thinking you're referring to Southampton on Long Island, New York. Right on. Matthew Bassler, Aaron, probably consolidation in the industry. Just sad like in the airline industry. Very sad. James, Robert, I heard $150 a ton in Turkey. Jen, we can do better than 55 likes. Jen is saying, Michelle, wow, got the notification 23 minutes late. Oh my gosh. Zane, I just got an email that my 2020 Seabourn Venture Amazon cruise is canceled. I think they have to reserve the room for people who are automatically moved from 21 to 22. They put me on to 2023. Oh, that's interesting, Zane. Very interesting. That might be a blessing in disguise for you. Very interesting. Joe, those 2 countries are 75% of your crew members. Does not look good for January 2021. Exactly. The Philippines and these other countries not looking good. Mark B, great show, Bruce. Let's send our thoughts to our friend Don Terrace. Yes, Don. I watched Don last night do a video where he was walking along a pathway, just talking to a camera and just having a little chat to his viewers. And I enjoyed the video very much. It was kind of an update on how he's doing and also on how thankful he is for what he has and how well life is treating him. And I am thrilled because Don, for those of you who don't know, I think most of you do know that Don Terrace of Don's Family Travels. Don has been battling cancer now for 4 years. He found out 4 years ago he had cancer, and he has been fighting it, and he's been getting treated, and it's been successful. He's had a number of operations, but success all around. He's had radiation treatments and so on. But 4 years ago, Don created his YouTube channel, and he became a travel agent, and he was battling cancer all at the same time. He wasn't going to let this get in the way of moving forward with his life. And I'm pleased to report, as he was pleased to say to everybody, that he has done rather well. His channel now, 93,000 subscribers, over 35 million views. He's been on the air 4 years. I've been on the air 3 years. And he's become a successful travel agent with his own agency. Just in the last couple of months, he has bought a house in the Ottawa area, a new car, and he thanks all of his viewers for making it possible. It was the revenue from the YouTube channel, along with the success of the travel agency, which work hand in hand for him, that has allowed him to improve his lifestyle. And he's traveled quite a bit with cruise ship travels, and will like to again, of course, in the near future. And he was very moved by the fact that there was a death the other day. A Hollywood actor passed away who also had cancer, and he lost his battle. And he was saddened to hear it, and it made him even more grateful to be doing as well as he is doing. Don, I think he mentioned he's 58, if I recall, or 55, something like that. The Hollywood actor that passed away was 43. And so Don is counting his blessings and is letting all of us know how thankful he is. I sent a message to him on his channel on behalf of TWB, wishing him all the best as always, because we all love Don Terrace, and it was great to see that video. Mermaid C says that sucks. I think she's talking about cruise cancellations. Oh my God, Zane, that is brutal. Howard Green, hi Bruce and folks from Long Island. Welcome, Howard. Michelle and DeGroot, I'd be surprised if we sail before March. Aaron, Matthew, can any operator sustain this situation? Mermaid, once everything starts open, cases are going to go up again and again and again. MG Toe says it's only a matter of time before we all turn into zombies. Don't forget double tap. The movie MG, it won't be safe to cruise for 5 years. If that, it's too dangerous, he thinks. Amy Schultz, you're crushing my dreams, Bruce. Sorry, Amy. Mermaid, most of the cases are false. The hospitals in the U.S. get more money for their COVID patients. Oh, whatever you think. SLG Mets, how come you're not on the Stock Markets channel this evening? How close are you to getting to the monetizing level? We are now on the other channel, Stock Markets with Bruce, about 865 subscribers. So we need 135 more to get to monetization. And for watch time, we are about 60% of the way there, I would say. We need 400,000 minutes, and we have about 240,000 minutes, and we're climbing every day. So it's getting there. It's coming. Jen, I am sad to think how many wonderful crew we have lost, and we may never get to know. Jack Wise, MG Toe, zombies eat brains. Most of us have nothing to worry about. We're brainless. We haven't got a thing to worry about at all. November 3rd, it'll be all gone, says Mermaid C. Everything will be okay on November 3rd. Zane, it's okay, Jen. This is my 5th cruise cancellation. If you count the Regent India cruise scheduled for November 28th, that is not going to happen, but has yet to be canceled. Matthew Bressler, Aaron, Mr. Bruce can answer that better than me. As for airlines, American Airlines might sink, my opinion. I worked years ago for Eastern Airlines. Margie, sad faces and tears. Alex, how long will it take to get all the crew back to the ships? Do you think it'll take a month? Right now, without flights, 3 months. If they tried to get all the crew members back now, without airplane services, 3 months minimum. If they were to open up all the skies, which I don't see happening, maybe a month, 6 weeks. But then, cruise lines won't open all the ships at the same time. They can't logistically anyway. They'll just do it in stages. So it's going to take a full year to get everything up and running. But the start date hasn't started yet. Not even close. Cruise, Robert is saying, think I'll have my son get his boat and give us a cruise across the Delta River. That's about all the cruising we're going to be doing anytime soon. Bruce, Aaron is saying we're likely to see a variety of vaccines with a variety of qualities. Some may suck. The anti-vaxxers are going to have a heyday with mixed information. Yeah. Mermaid, probably longer. Sylvan, vaccine by November 21 or 2022. Hopefully, I need chocolate ice cream in the worst way. Right on, buddy. Michelle and DeGroot, I want to do a Walmart run to Omak from Kelowna so badly. Head to the U.S. Kevin Galt, if the Star Princess sails for Hawaii from L.A. on December 21, I will be on board. Let's hope for the best, but I don't think so. Fred Penning, Queensland, Australia. It's 27 degrees. Welcome, Fred, from beautiful Queensland. Beth Lemansky, hi from Arizona. It's 100 degrees today. Welcome, Beth Lemansky from beautiful Arizona. Boy, would I love to be down south right now, Palm Desert. Love to be down there. Matthew, Alex, airlines need to fly or else the lines need to do charters and ports open. Fred saying 27 Celsius. That's 27 Celsius in Queensland. Steve Studley, thank you, Tesla. Amazing day. Another big run on Tesla stock. Hello from Atlanta, Georgia. Herman Rag. Herman, how are you? Welcome from beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. What an incredible town that is. Tom Henry, hello, TWB family, coming from Port Canaveral. Tom, thank you for being such a follower of this channel and also being part of my group page for Traveling with Bruce on Facebook. Those of you who don't know, we have a Traveling with Bruce page on Facebook. Join today. I'll let you in. I'm the administrator. Tom, down in Port Canaveral, had his camera out the other day, and he was filming the rocket launch from the condo he's in down there and the rocket landing, the booster coming back down in Port Canaveral. You want to see that video? It's on the Traveling with Bruce group page on Facebook, and head on over there. Ask to join that site. Don't forget, Traveling with Bruce spelled with 2 L's. I'll let you in after the show, and you can check that video out. Tom posts all kinds of great stuff, as do so many others who are active right now on this chat. Fantastic. Nothing like a margin call to flush out the pretender, says Truck Bomb. That's right. GameStop. Tom Henry is giving up some emojis. MG is saying, hey, Tom. Arc Adventures. Hey, Bruce, from Andy and Andrea, back from Gatlinburg. Had a nice time. Thank you, guys. Thumbs ups, number 73 on the show tonight. Thank you, guys. Let's hope we can hit 100 thumbs ups tonight. Mike Clark, 101 degrees in Austin. Gas, $1.59 a gallon at Costco. The Cruise World. Greetings from Michigan. Welcome, Cruise World, from beautiful Michigan in the U.S. of A. Nice to have you here tonight. Tom Henry, I have a Victory Casino cruise in my future this week. Awesome deal. Cost $15, and you get $10 in gambling credits and a free lunch. Now, there's a deal. That's called a free cruise. Nice going, buddy. Steph K, hi from Montreal. Hoping I can cruise on the Mardi Gras for New Year's 2021 and 2022. Let's hope so. Donnell, hey, Tom, here's some emojis right back at you. Aaron, 55 degrees and raining in Juneau, Alaska. Second rainiest summer on record, and most summer days with recorded rain ever. Would have been a miserable cruise here up there, but I know a lot of people would love to have gone cruising in Alaska this year. Steve, hello from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Welcome from beautiful Myrtle Beach. Steve, thank you for coming by here tonight. Tom Henry, hi there, MG Toe and Donnell. Kevin Galt, hey, Bruce, just next door in Calgary. It's cloudy and 21. Kevin, thanks for being here tonight, buddy. Nice to have you. John Weir, Bruce, Okakawa, Illinois. Okuakawa, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's somewhere in Illinois. 75 and sundown. Where will the S&P be 3 months from now? Where will it be through? I don't know. I just don't know. Cindy Bridges is here. Hello, TWB family. I'm inside obeying our curfew here in Kenosha, Wisconsin tonight, chatting with you all. Stay safe in Kenosha. Cindy, I wish nothing but the best for the good folks of Kenosha, Wisconsin. Ken Pike, hi, Bruce, from Altus, Oklahoma. Temp today, 99 Fahrenheit. I heard on another channel that the CDC has a travel warning for travelers not to use cruise ships with no expiration date. Interesting, very interesting. Debbie Creech is here. I have had the Chef's Table experience on Carnival. I highly recommend. All right, there's one response to the Chef's Table. Has anyone else out there been on a Chef's Table? Did you like it? Was it worth it? Tom Henry, Steph K, the new Mardi Gras terminal is right outside my balcony. Too bad the ship isn't here, unfortunately. Maddie Ryan, thumbs up from Redondo Beach, California. Go Tesla stock. And thanks to United Airlines for getting rid of the change fees on domestic flights. Perhaps American and Delta will follow. Thank you all for joining me tonight from Bruce here in Creston, British Columbia. 202 of you are here. We've got over 75 thumbs ups for this show tonight. Please throw me thumbs up tonight if you can. We want to promote this channel and build its following. Thank you all for your loyalty to this YouTuber. I really do appreciate it. Cheers to all of you from Creston. We got the caffeine-free Diet Coke going, and it is just fine, keeping us hydrated. James Bainton, the 2 P&O Australia ships may be headed to Turkey. We've heard rumors. Jen, no one works harder for 75 thumbs up than Bruce. Let's do better than that and surprise them. That would be great. Thank you, guys. And Arnold, hello from Holden Beach, North Carolina. Love WinStar cruises. Mickey Mouse, my spirit animal, throwing a few emojis and saying hi to Tom. Janet, hello from Bangor. It's a balmy 58 here. It's been fantastic sleeping weather this week. Yes, when it cools off here. In the evening here, we get into the 50s, and it's fantastic. We open the windows, let the cool air through the house. Oh, sleep wonderfully. It's not too cold. It's not hot. It's fantastic. And then we have nice warm days. Janet, welcome. Andrew Cabate. Hi, Bruce. Hey, Andrew. How you doing, buddy? Steve Studley. Bruce, did you enjoy Tesla today? I'm glad to see Tesla doing as well as it's doing. Kirk Brunson. Hey, Tom. I'm itching to be on the Mardi Gras. Welcome, Kirk. Rogardo. Roger. What is that? Roger de Zinga. Roger de Zinga. Roger. Hello, Bruce. I'm quite new to your channel, and I see that your cruise ship videos tend to go to the downside. I am wondering if you are shorting most of the stocks. Thank you. No, I have no shares in cruise lines. I don't have any investments. Everything I own, everything I've got is in this channel. I started this channel full-time 3 years ago with nothing. I had no experience, no idea of what I was going to be doing. I love talking about cruise ships. I love being on a cruise ship. I am a fan of cruising. I'm addicted to cruising, but I don't own stock, long or short. I just kind of call it as I see it. And starting in March and April, I noticed already we had gone through this entire ridiculous episode in Tokyo with the, was it the Pacific Princess cruise ship, where people were being infected left, right, and center when they wouldn't get them off the ship. They should have taken them off the ship immediately when they got to Tokyo and put them in isolation, but they didn't. They quarantined them on the ship, and not only did passengers get ill and some pass away, crew got ill and also passed away. And I've been negative about the whole story since, because you just have to respect the power of a microscopic virus that's sole purpose is to find a host and try to kill it. And we have not been taking it seriously enough in many countries in the world. And unfortunately, cruise lines are caught up, just like hotel companies, airlines, car rental firms, theme parks around the world, museums around the world, parks, you name it. All kinds of places that people would love to be going to spend quality time are off limits, shut down. Concerts are no-go. Las Vegas is a shadow of itself. 30% occupancy in the hotels that are open in Vegas. How would you like a room in the MGM for $50 a night at the MGM? You got to pay the resort fee, which is ridiculous. But yeah, the Strip used to be $200 a night, $250 a night last year. Now $40 to $50 a night, $60 a night for standard room rates. You can be off Strip in some of the hotels that don't have resort fees, all in for $50 a night. When have you heard that? I'm not negative about cruise stocks. I'm not a downer. I'm just being realistic. I'm telling you what is going on out there. And if there was not a virus, if this is a pretend thing, why would companies across the United States and around the world be willing to lose billions of dollars by shutting down? It doesn't make sense to me. It's just bad news. And what can I say? I want this to go away like anybody else. Arc Adventures, any guesses on why the cruise stocks are doing so well? $70 for Royal Caribbean. I don't know why Royal Caribbean is $70. It should be 20 to 25 a share. That's my personal opinion, but I won't hold anyone to it. Q plus, HCQ, hydrochloroquine, and zinc is the only type of vaccine you need. Yeah, good luck with that. John Weir, Bruce, in the 80s, when I took groups on Royal Caribbean for AAA, they put me next to the captain one night on each cruise. It was always nice, and the captain did what he was supposed to do. It was a different time. Yes, it was. Those are days gone by that just don't exist anymore. But what can I say? Yeah, things have really changed in 30, 40 years, aren't they? Art Guy, hi, Bruce, 72 here in Port of Baltimore. Art, welcome from beautiful Baltimore. Nice to have you here tonight. Tom Henry, hi, Mikey. Arctic Adventures, yeah, dump mermaid, no politics. Tom Henry, Kirk, no carnival for us, but we'll enjoy seeing the ship in port. Tony C, did you hear about the potential rapid test being developed by Abbott Labs Don mentioned it on his latest video. Test results, 15 minutes, might be as cheap as $5. I've heard about this. We're hoping for the best. Let's hope it's accurate and will be widely available. The Cruise World. Hey, Bruce, first timer here. 79 in my part of Michigan today. Welcome, Cruise World, to my show. Glad that you could make it to join us today. Amy Schultz, can you tell me what fun stuff one-year-olds can do on Carnival since they can't swim or go to the kids club? No one's going to Carnival right now as a one-year-old. No one is doing anything on Carnival as a one-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 50-year-old, an 85-year-old. There's nobody on a Carnival ship. As a one-year-old, I have no idea what kids are doing as a one-year-old. What do they do? Sleep, eat, crawl, poop, laugh, cry? What else? Why would you take a one-year-old on a cruise? I do not understand it. The child will never remember it. I don't know why the parent would do it. Leave the kid with grandma and grandpa and get away, get a break, I would say. But that's just an old guy talking. Don't hold me liable for that. SLG Mats, just in case my prior question was lost. Q plus, fingers crossed for Thanksgiving 2020 cruise on the Harmony. That ain't happening. SLG, why aren't you on the Stock Markets channel tonight? Because I'm on Traveling with Bruce tonight. Alex, do you think the virus will change the way future cruises are built? Possibly. There may well be booths built into restaurants that have glass partitions behind them that just look natural. They don't look like they've been slapped in there at the last minute. They will look part of the design. There will likely be artificial plants all around the edges, and it'll make it look less fake. There could well be dividers in dining rooms. There could well be a lot of changes like that. On ships themselves, on the decks, the pool decks, they may well have loungers that have little mini cabana covers over them to kind of shield you from your neighbor. They might have like loungers for two, but then a lot of singles with just the three-sided, the roof, the back, and the sides to protect you against your neighbor. That might be standard issue stuff. We're going to see how this goes. SLG, and how close is the Stock Markets channel? I've done that already. I've answered that question. Tom Henry, SLG Mets, search me, cry and scream and annoy everyone, laughing out loud. Nathan is here. Rainy day here in Asheville, North Carolina. Bruce, thanks for all you do. Hope everyone is doing well and staying healthy. Thank you, Nathan, for your kind words and being here tonight. Great to have you. Renee, think we'll cruise in April. Think we'll cruise in April next year? At best, 50-50. Jeff, War Boys, do you have any update on the new Disney ships? You hardly mentioned them. Know that they're not big, but probably pulling a ton of cash. Have a February 2021 cruise still on the books. Well, Disney, like everyone else, has canceled cruises. I think they just extended their shutdown a few weeks ago to probably the end of the year. They do have, I think, 2 or 3 ships committed. One definitely being built right now. They will take delivery of ship number, number 4 or number 5? And I wouldn't be surprised if the other 2 behind it will come out in 2 years and 3 years out. They need the extra ships. They need the extra capacity because they're having great success as a cruise line. They're also building the second private property in the Bahamas, I believe it's called Lighthouse Point. And that's going to run them. They thought it would run them about $400 million, and so they want to have that up in a couple of years. So Disney is moving forward, but in the middle of a pandemic, like everyone else, it's on a shutdown. Disney properties are not full. They've apparently shut down. They're shutting down one of the big hotels in Disney World. I can't remember the name of it, but one of the Disney hotels on the property is going to be reclosed because of lack of demand, and they're shifting people between properties. So it's slow times. Art Guy, what will the effects, if any, be on specialty restaurants? Well, it'll be social distancing for one. They might be down to 1/3 capacity, 1/4, 2/5 capacity. We'll see how that works out. Dean Parker, I can't imagine Royal will be able to maintain their position of not scrapping ships. There are 6 or 7 ships that I still cannot see being profitable to run once cruising restarts if there are occupancy levels restrictions. If the CDC says, okay, you can sail, but only with 80% of your balcony rooms. The rest of the rooms cannot be sold to U.S. citizens in and out of U.S. ports. So every cruise ship leaving U.S. property, visiting a U.S. property, cannot have more than 80% capacity for balconies only. If that's the case, 7 of the Royal Caribbean ships will not ever sail into the U.S. again. There's no way they are going to lose $1 million a week per ship sailing them. They're not going to lose money. David Guido, hi Bruce, how you doing? Dave, I'm doing great. Welcome to the show. 99 thumbs up, says SLGC Mets. Alex Pauling, I imagine Disney Cruises are all right since Disney's still making a lot of money on other sources right now. Not making as much, but they're making money. Sandy, interesting topics tonight. Thank you, Sandy. Seaweave, if we want to go cruising again, do what I have done. Volunteered for a COVID-19 vaccine phase 3 trial. There you go. Hopefully that works for you. Q plus 2020. Heck no. SLG now 100 thumbs ups for Bruce. It's official. Bruce got 100 thumbs ups as of about 20 minutes ago. So thank you guys. Keep them coming in. Maybe we can get to 150 thumbs ups. We have 208 people watching right now live. If every one of you guys were throwing me a thumbs up, we'd be over 200 right now. That would be awesome. Thank you, guys. Melvin Rubin and Princess Chip. I don't know what Melvin's trying to say. Dean Parker, is any line safe? It's surely going to be Disney. Viruses don't care. They just don't care. Paul Jordan, hi, Bruce, from the first day of spring in Melbourne, Australia. Paul Jordan, welcome to my show tonight. Tonight for us, morning for you. Fantastic. Welcome to springtime in Australia. Jeff, agree on Disney comments. Platinum Castaway, and I did get to cruise in January 2020, so just under the COVID wire. Melvin, and the Princess Chip 2020, yes or no? The Princess Chip, I don't know what you mean, Melvin. You're going to have to be more specific. Susan R. Seaweave, thank you for volunteering. We appreciate you. Steve Studley, go Tesla. Tom Henry, next. Tom Henry, rocket launch is scheduled for Thursday. Right on. Mermaid C, Tesla vehicles are worth the money. Tesla health bed, says Q Thomas. Robert, how does Disney Cruise Line stock stay? How does Disney stay at $135 a share? And everyone else is going up and down, mostly down. Well, Disney is losing, they're losing earnings. They're not losing money as a company, but they're not making near as much as they used to. And so the shares might even be overpriced for the amount of money they're actually making. Wall Street is willing to tolerate a price of $135 a share because Wall Street is thinking a year ahead. They're thinking a year from now, probabilities are that Disney will be better off financially with the parks, with their other divisions, including the cruise division. But as of this minute, Disney shares might be overpriced by $40 a share. Maybe they should be 90. I don't think they should be any higher than they are right now. They're not generating the cash they used to generate. We'll have to see. Mermaid Sea, no gas. Alex, do you think private boat charters will be safer than cruises moving forward? No difference whatsoever. No difference. If a private cruise charter is going to take place, let's say it's a rock and roll cruise or crafting cruise or a Star Trek cruise, whatever the theme is, if the ship is going to be packed in there to the maximum, then all bets are off for safety. I wouldn't go on it. If the ship is going to be at 50% capacity, expect one thing to happen, doubling of the price to go, because the charter operator has got to make just as much money from half the people. They're going to have to charge way more for the cruise. So that's definitely going to happen. But with half capacity, better distancing. But if it's a rock and roll show, if it's a series of concerts, you know what happens at concerts. People dance, people mingle. This virus, I can't believe any of those will take place. I really can't believe it. I would not go. No way. Jeff, an interesting DCL item, Disney item, is that the Dream and Fantasy are in Brest, France. The Magic appears to have just left there. They're getting minor work done, apparently. Minor work being done. Disney has a ton of stuff outside of Disney Cruise Lines. That's right. That car guy, do you know the date of the CMV fleet? Do I know the date of the CMV fleet? I don't know what that question means. MG, Russia came out with a vaccine 3 weeks ago. Putin's daughter was one of the first to take it. She died. I hadn't heard either of that. I've heard about the vaccine rumor, but I hadn't heard anything about his daughter. Traveling with Hayden. Hello from Covington, Georgia. Welcome, Traveling with Hayden. Mermaid Sea. What's the CMV fleet? I don't know what you're asking. CMV is a cruising line that went under, I think, into kind of a receivership about a month ago, at least as far as I know. Q plus, heck yeah, Traveling with Hayden. How you doing? Sweet Ambiance Meditation. Hello all. Welcome, Sweet Ambiance. Mermaid Sea, Traveling with Hayden. Thumbs ups to you guys. Carol Fassett, Bruce, you got 104 thumbs up. Q plus 2020 thumbs up for you. Corey J, loyal viewer from Atlanta. Pleasure as always. Corey J, thank you from beautiful Atlanta. Nice to have you here tonight. Susan R. Bruce, Death Valley, 130 Fahrenheit a day ago. Is that close to your Desert Hot Springs or wherever you go? No, Palm Springs, and Indian Wells and La Quinta, they get into that 110, 115 maybe range, but nowadays 105, 110. In the evenings, 85, 80. I love the desert. I love the heat down there. It's a dry heat. I love the desert. I could live there year-round if I could. I would. Empress, my December Carnival Panorama Cruise to Mexico has not been canceled yet. I do not look forward to sailing with 4,000 plus passengers anytime soon. I have good news, Empress. You won't be sailing. Bad news, you won't be sailing at all. I don't think that cruise is going to happen. They're going to cancel it. When they do offer cruises again, it'll be under CDC guidelines. And if they were to be given permission to do that cruise, CDC would tell them, tell 2,000 people they're not coming. You pick them. But I can tell you right now, all inside rooms and all ocean views will likely be canceled out. And then 20% of the balconies will be canceled out. And that'll leave about maybe, 1,800, 2,000 people going on the cruise max. Hopefully you'd be one of them, but I don't think it's going to happen in December. Mermaid, I highly recommend the lobster rolls on Carnival. Steve Studley, Delta did also. They canceled their change fees. Bonnie, hi, Bruce from Henderson, Nevada. Hi, Bonnie, cool. From Henderson, Nevada. Welcome here to the show. Nice to have you here tonight. Michael Cannon, hi, Bruce. Michael from Boca Raton, Florida. Welcome, Michael from Boca Raton. Heaven's Gate, beautiful place. Dean Parker, thumbs up, Bruce. Mermaid Sea, I would just go on Carnival just to get their lobster roll. Sea Weave, yes, first few times were good, but the last time took well over 5 hours, and with early morning short excursion a few hours later, I will probably not do any again, Sea Weave is saying. Jen, 109 thumbs ups as of about 15 minutes ago. I was on the very first captain's table on Princess Lines, says MG Tope, supposedly first in the industry. Caribbean Princess in the Mediterranean. It was good, but not worth the price. Specialty restaurants are just as good, he says. Mermaid Sea, that's the best thing they have. Joe S. Bruce, the most recent CDC guidance regarding cruise ship travel was posted on August the 28th. Interesting stuff. Give me just 1 second, folks. I need to check something out. Over here, over here, just a minute, folks. And let me just see what is going on. We are, let's see. No, we're good. We are fine. I'm just double checking something on the channel. I had to check something out. Something was bothering me. All right, welcome back. Joe S. Bruce, the most recent CDC guidance regarding cruise ship travel was posted on August the 28th. Bonnie Cool, it was the Diamond Princess in Yokohama Bay. Yes, Diamond Princess. Oh my. Tom Henry, we did a captain's table on our second cruise in 2014. Laugh out loud, we had a photo shoot, and we were very, very tipsy from all the wine. Mermaid Sea, what do you mean Disney and Universal is open? They are open, but on a limited basis. Q+, yes, they are open in Florida. Maddie Ryan, both Delta and American have extended change fees waivers for domestic flights. United said on Twitter they would get rid of the fee forever. Jeff, by the way, 79 and partly rainy here in wacky, Florida tonight. Beautiful sunset tonight, though. Welcome, Jeff, from that area. Scott, hey, Bruce. I'm a sound guy in the entertainment industry. My last show was March the 2nd. I was supposed to board Royal Grandeur of the Seas for a 7-month contract in June. Terrible, terrible, terrible. No work, no can do. It's terrible. I agree. Bonnie, 1 year too young. Dustin Rizzo, Tampa, Florida. If money is no object and pandemic is gone, you can cruise anywhere. Where would you go on the first? Oh my gosh, where would I go first? If I had unlimited money and I could sail wherever I wanted to sail, oh my gosh, what would I do? Well, that's a darn good question. I'm really not sure. I'm not ready for something like that. What do you guys think? What kind of a cruise would you like to do if you could? Unlimited money and you could go anywhere in the world. Where would you like to go on a cruise? What cruise line would you take? Where would you go? I would love to try a Viking cruise, ocean cruise. I would like to try a river cruise in Europe. I'd like to try that too. Various lines I'd like to try there. I wouldn't mind trying like a 6-star, like a Seabourn or a Silver Sea cruise or Region 7 Seas, Crystal Cruise. Fiji would be kind of nice. Those pictures look awfully good. I love that turquoise colored water. There's something about that water turns me on. I'll tell you that. What do you guys think? I don't know. There's a lot of choices out there. And Nathan, still paying on my February cruise. NCL have given 60 extra days. Still waiting on the bars to reopen. I'm a bartender. If it doesn't, then oh well. I have a vacation that's paid when we can. There you go, Nathan. I hear you. Janet, Dustin, around the world cruise. That's what I do. I do around the world cruise. She says, Arc Adventures. Any news on the big elephant in the room for cruises? Using the recirculated air in the cabins, are they able to easily switch to 100% fresh air, or would that be a major retrofitting? I'm not an expert in this field, and so I cannot tell you, the newest ships, their systems versus 10-year-old ships, 30-year-old ships, and so on. So it's an elephant in the room, but I can't address it. I just am not authorized. MG, I don't want to do a cruise. I don't want to go on a cruise where everyone treats each other like they have a disease. Well, there you go. Mermaid saying, yeah. Mermaid, if you're going to act like everyone has a disease, you need to stay home. Janlin, the Polynesian at Disney is not opening. That was the property. Thank you for that info. Donna is saying, Donna Manager, Disney World parks have already cut back on hours and now reshutting a hotel. It makes sense, as it is so weird to go to a theme park where so many rides and restaurants are closed. I cannot justify spending the kind of money you need to spend to go to a Disney World, a Disneyland, or anything like that, Universal, and not get 100% of the experience. If you're only offering me 60% of the experience, I'm not giving you 100% of the money. I'm just not doing it. I'm not even interested in going to a park where 40% of the park is shut down. It's too eerie for me. I'm just not interested. Anyway, Callum Daniels, I love you. Thank you, Callum. Bonnie, thumbs ups. Darlene, I'm not so sure how I feel about going on a cruise anymore. As a solo traveler, considering the social distancing. Darlene Meyer, good point there. Sweet ambiance meditation. A little heart there. Alex, someone said you can't get the virus on a Disney cruise. Laugh out loud. Matt Michaels, what exactly is a balcony room? Why exactly is a balcony room safer than any other room? Having outdoor space doesn't make you any safer. Well, Matt, you could be right. You stay in a balcony room and you go inside the ship to the casino, the restaurants, wherever, you might get the virus. But if you are on a cruise ship and cases of the virus are discovered, there might be a lockdown. And if you're going to be locked down for a week, 10 days, 2-week quarantine in your cabin, I'll take the balcony cabin anytime over an inside room. And that's why I say a balcony cabin might be the restriction the CDC places on cruise ships to sail out of the US whenever that happens. Because they might be thinking, yeah, if you guys come back to Miami and you're on the way back and you've got 15 cases of the virus, you might have to quarantine a while on board ship inside your cabins. And if only the balcony cabins have been sold, then those who are ill are already in quarantine in balcony cabins, and the rest of the passengers that are still well stay in their balcony cabins until they're cleared to get off the ship. I would tolerate that a lot better than being on an inside room. That's just my thinking. Mermaid Sea, you got it, so you can get fresh air. Sweet ambiance, laughing out loud there. SLG Mets, 126 thumbs ups. Jan was saying 125. We're getting up there. Donna, Alex, and this is why it'll continue to spread. People don't have respect for the virus, and a virus goes where it wants. It's not Disney proof. Exactly. Callum Daniels, what do you think about Titanic 2? I don't know if that's ever going to get done. I don't know what's happening with Titanic 2. I would not want to be on a Titanic 2 replica ship right now with a virus going on. I have no idea what's going to happen there. I've heard nothing. Carly L. Hi, Bruce. Any idea when Royal Caribbean is asking for a down payment instead of using my future cruise credit? I don't know, Carly. That one I can't answer off the top of my head. Matt Michaels, that would only be good in a lockdown situation and still wouldn't be necessary. Donna, Carly L., it was the terms and conditions for future cruise credit. Meant fate, not date. I need the question all over again. Maddie, with Disney, they have the streaming service. TechCrunch reported that it had 60.5 million subscribers as of August the 4th. Maddie Ryan, 60.5 million paid subscriptions to be clear. Nathan, love that Bruce is doing his best to keep us political free. I'll do the best I can. Fake news, Putin's daughter did not die. There you go, talk about politics. William Providence, Bruce, wanted to let you know, I sold all of my Royal Caribbean stock today. The 210,000 I had in it had grown to 348,000 bucks. I plan on waiting and buying more shares after the prices come down. I think that's an excellent move. I would definitely wait for it to come way, way down until we have any kind of an idea of a restart date. I would not be holding any cruise ship stock right now. I would not be. I would be waiting on the sidelines for a new bottom, because there will be new bottoms, I think. Zane, there are a bunch of people from Metro Atlanta on tonight. Hi from Dunwoody, Georgia. Welcome from beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. I've had the pleasure of being in Atlanta a couple of times. I was once in Atlanta for a conference, and once in Atlanta for a sports card show, a national sports card show. I think it was 1999 or 2000. No. 1993, 92, 93, 94, 1993. I was in Atlanta, and I rented a car down there, and I stayed in a hotel that was nowhere near downtown. I was staying in a probably a Motel 6. I was on the cheap. I really was on the cheap on that trip, because I had a little sports card store back then, and I had no money, but I had lots of cards, and I was trading cards and looking for hockey cards in Atlanta, which I found at a good price. But I really enjoyed driving around the area. Beautiful city with all the different green zones. My goodness. I was also in Atlanta in 1999. I was with a brokerage firm. I was living in the Cayman Islands at the time. They flew us to Atlanta for a conference, and we had a business meeting there for about 4 or 5 days. And that time, I did have some spending money. And the firm I was with, they had a lot of spending money. And they took us to a couple of really nice restaurants. Every evening, we went out for dinner on the firm. And we were treated to some fine Southern food, and I rather enjoyed it. But it was a bit of a stressful time, because in Atlanta, everything was fine. But back home in the Cayman Islands, there was a hurricane coming. A hurricane was coming from south of the islands, and it had come across the Atlantic. and it was south of the island. Then it turned north and was starting to come towards the Cayman Islands. And we got a flight back the day before the airport was shut down. And so we made it back the day before. Now, I found it odd that I was flying to a hurricane zone. I was trying to get back to the Caymans where Jennifer and Jennifer Jr. were. There was a hurricane coming, and so was I. I was coming the opposite direction. But the good news for all of us was about 24 hours before the vicious effect of the hurricane was going to be felt. And this was a monster. This is a Category 5. This was a monster. This was going to wipe out the island. About 180 miles south, it had only been moving north at about 3 miles an hour, very slowly. And it caught some kind of a jet stream, and it went to the west. And it made a very hard left-hand turn. The good news for us was we were given only 2 feet of rain in about a week. We were just dumped with rain. But the island can handle rain. Not a problem for the island. The bad news was the hurricane went west, and it went to Honduras, and it went to Costa Rica, El Salvador. And it created deaths, mudslides, destruction of untold billions of dollars. And so we saw the damage it did, but it didn't do it to us. And we were very fortunate on the island because we were worried that it was going to accelerate and come straight north, but it didn't. And it, like I said, it went west instead. But it did its damage. It did terrible damage, and gave us a lot of moisture. Anyway, there you go. Atlanta, Georgia. I have memories of Atlanta. William, would you say Carnival is a better buy than Norwegian? I wouldn't buy any of them. Neither. Do not buy those shares. MG, this weekend, Southern California is supposed to have the hottest days on record. We shall see. Bonnie, she didn't die. Fake news. Thank you, Bonnie, for that. Empress Vibes. Thanks, Bruce. Thanks, Empress Vibes. Maddie Ryan, William P. Buy partial shares of Tesla. Battery Day is September 22nd, and they are rumored to be announcing a 1 million mile battery, which should help the stock continue to rise. It's had an unbelievable run, hasn't it? Same with Apple stock. Eddie, what do you know about the Love Like You Mean It cruise? Nothing. I don't know anything about that. Susan R. Snoops, fact check. Putin's daughter did not die. Yeah, man, 99. Hello from Marietta, Georgia. I love your show. Oh, the Georgians are here tonight. Wonderful area of the country. Thank you, Georgians, all of you, for being here with me tonight. It's great. Fitzroy Phillip, thumbs ups for you, Bruce. Thank you, Fitzroy. Joe S., the Disney hotel that has been temporarily closed, is the Polynesian Resort, with the exception of the DVC timeshares. Interesting. SLGC Mets. I would ideally take a Royal Caribbean Australia, New Zealand cruise if I could take any cruise I wanted. Alex, if Bruce had unlimited money, he'd be the first in line for the Viking 200-day world cruise. Wouldn't that be something? Susan R., I would take a private cruise around the Greek islands. Ooh, that'd be kind of nice. Steaming Bean is in the house. Steamer, cheers to you. How you doing? Hey, gang. Got tested for COVID today. What a strange feeling. Hopefully you'll come back negative, my friend. Jeannie, Bill says a world cruise will be fun right now, but right now we just need to hope to embark on a cruise ship again, any ship, anywhere. I hear you there, Jeannie. Tom Henry, did your brain get tickled, Steamer? Gaming Tech, sorry I'm late. How's everybody doing? Welcome. Arc Adventures, I think our bucket list cruise will be a 2-week cruise to Hawaii. The itinerary that has to be an overnight in Oahu. Yeah, I wouldn't mind, if I had unlimited money, I think I would be chartering a private jet, and I would be exploring the planet. But I think I might explore the planet in a hurry first, and then re-explore the planet in a very slow motion kind of way. I think that might be in my wheelhouse. I don't know. At 65, you think differently than when you're 35. Joe, though it would be one less cruise on Royal Caribbean toward my pinnacle status, currently halfway there, I would take one for the team by taking a Cunard cruise just to get onto one of those Queen cruise ships. Zane, I'm in reference to the cruise anywhere at any price question. I must say that my cruise to Antarctica was by far the best cruise I have ever taken. Breathtaking scenery and penguins and whales everywhere. Steaming Bean, fresh air does make it safer. This is why barbershops are asked to keep their doors open. Tom Henry, our bucket list cruise to the West Coast, to Hawaii, to Fiji, and on to Australia. That would be a neat trip for sure. Wayne Baker, how will a person be able to visit their favorite jewelry store and shop without having to go on an approved excursion? Yeah, Wayne, it's going to be restrictions when we come back to cruising. I think SLGC Mitts, you have 2 thumbs down. Boo. What does that mean for your analytics? Is any reaction a good reaction, even if it's a bad reaction? SLGC, here's the secret to YouTube. If I got 200 thumbs and 195 were up and 5 were down, YouTube will just count it as 200 thumbs, and they wouldn't rank them up or down. They just count it as 200 interactions with the creator. It's a good thing. So if I get 250 and 10 are down and 240 up, it's all good to me. I'll take as many thumbs as I can get. It would be terrific. Carly L, Donna Manitou, thank you. That car guy, what will be the fate of the CMV fleet? All right, well, the ships are right now being held by an administrator. The administrator is acting on behalf of the debtors. And what they're going to try and do is either sell off the ships, which right now is impossible. They're trying to shut down operations, which means get the crews repatriated back home so that get them off the payroll, stop feeding them, and then offload the assets. But I don't know the final outcome yet. That's not yet been determined. Alex Cardenas, hi, how you doing, Alex? Callum, if you had to choose between bringing back the Queen Mary 1 or have JFK survive his assassination. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Those are questions that are for Dreamland, aren't they? Just Dreamland questions. Donna, that car guy, what is the CMV fleet? Can you spell out the name? That's the cruise line that went under in the UK with 5 really old ships. Jen, SLG said, so he will take the 2 thumbs down. They still count. They do. Jen, 137, Bruce. JSLG, thank you for that answer. Arc Adventures, I see Carnival reports earnings towards the end of September. Might look at getting back in after that. RCL and Norwegian report in November, I believe. Yeah, you can wait. I can tell you right now, you can wait a long time to buy back. Tom Henry, there was news in the past day that a former CMV executive is interested in taking over the company and restarting it. That's going to take millions. I don't know if they can find it. What is CMV? It's the name of a cruise ship in the, it's Cruise Marine Voyages, I think is what it's called, or Cruise Maritime Voyages. Steamer, hey, Brucey, I was recently told that hockey cards are on the rebound. I have 65,000 hockey cards in this house in Creston, and they're available. Make me an offer, somebody. They're available. 65,000. I also have 5,500 comic books. Anybody interested in comic books? Tom Henry, a British cruise company that went bankrupt. That's CMV. Emily Archer, sorry, Bruce. I am popping in to say hello from New York. My family, we had a little late dinner tonight. Welcome, Emily, to the show. It's Jason is here. Hey, everybody. How you doing? It's Jason. Tom Henry, late pass required. Emily, you need a late pass. Jen saying hi. Thomas saying hi to Jason. Jonna, MGM in Vegas announced 18,000. We're told that they are now permanently laid off instead of furloughed. That's right. They once had 70,000 employees before the virus. Now they're down to about 50. Yeah. And I don't think 50,000 are working. I might only be 30,000 working right now. It's a very low number, and it's not looking good in Vegas. Mermaid Sea, what was the name of the hurricane? Was it Laura? Was that the name hurricane? Myrna, hi from Southern California. Mira Weinstein. Mira Weinstein, welcome from Southern California. Whereabouts in Southern California are you saying hi to me from? Because I used to live in Palm Desert. I loved it down there. It's Jason, laugh out loud. She said fake news. Emily, Jen, they're here. Emily, hello, Tom. Good to see you. Emily, it's Jason. Hey, Jason. Tom Henry, hi Emily. Alan Gates, should I invest 50,000 in NCL or RCL? I wouldn't put 50 in either of them right now. Not a dime in either. Sit on the sidelines. MG Toe, it's a cover up. Putin's daughter. Oh, okay. BC, Tom Henry, cool video. It's Jason, Emily, hello. Gaming text, I find it ironic that the people who say I'm not wearing a mask on a cruise are the same people who want to start cruising before a vaccine. Yeah, exactly. Death wish. Tom Henry, thanks, BC. Brad Snyder, do you think Disney will do a cruise in the UK before us? Do you think Disney will do a cruise in the UK before the United States? Going to be hard because cruise lines need 6 months lead time, if not a year, to implement a new itinerary and get travel agents on board and get the reservations in. If you're going to announce cruising out of the UK, you're going to announce a 3-month series of cruises. So you're going to announce maybe 12 or 15 cruises in one shot. Then you're going to get the agents to sell out the ship 15 times in a row. You're now talking about 2,000 passengers. That's 30,000 trips have to be sold out of the UK. Do you have enough people in the UK to satisfy that? Can people travel to the UK without quarantine to get on the ship? What about getting off the ship and going back home? What about the quarantine rules now? Especially from foreign countries. No one coming from the US to the UK. France to the UK, 2-week quarantine. So that's not going to work. There'll be no sailing out of the UK. Steaming Bean would be the Steaming Bean would be fun here, says it's Jason. Dan Sawyer, have a 12-day cruise on the Norwegian Jade out of Tampa in January 2020. Fingers crossed, we will sail in a balcony cabin. Dan, I hope for the best, but I fear the worst. Laugh out loud. The cruise lines are fine, says it's Jason. Tom Henry, maybe 2021, Dan, not 2020. I read a report that Carnival stock will be $40 a share in a few weeks. Yeah. Is the report a guarantee? Can you buy insurance on that? That ain't happening, buddy. Rick, why will there not be any Alaska cruises thanks to Canada in 2021? Because for a cruise ship to start sailing out of Alaska, let's say out of Seattle, to go to Anchorage and back, a few stops along the way, the cruise ship must make a stop in a foreign country. You cannot only visit U.S. ports on a cruise with cruise passengers. Cannot be done. Not under U.S. marine law. So you have to stop in Canada. You're not going to go to Russia. You're going to stop in Canada. Canada's ports are closed now until November, which means there'll be no cruise ships going to Canadian ports in December or January or February. It's winter, okay? There'll be no cruises coming to Canada. There are no Alaska cruises in December, okay? So the next cruise to Alaska would have to be next year, April, at the earliest. But rumor has it that the way the cases are going right now in the USA and around the world, the British Columbia government and the maritime governments in Eastern Canada, they don't want any cruise ships in their ports in April, May, or June, or July next year if it's going to be like this. If it's like it is now, they don't want any ships then either, which means there may not be any cruises to Alaska for all of 2021. That would be a 2-year shutdown for Alaska, all of 2020, all of 2021. That's the rumor. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the rumor is it's going to. So we'll see. Jen, 4 more on the like button, and Bruce will have 150 thumbs ups. We have 205 people watching right now. Somebody out there hasn't put a thumbs up out there. If somebody could be kind enough, if many of you, if all of you could be kind enough to give this show a thumbs up, that would be terrific. We might hit 200 thumbs ups tonight. That would be awesome. Arc Adventures, Stephen King already rolled that idea of what JFK had lived in the book 11/22/62. Emily, Tom Henry, thank you for the late pass. MG Toe, 50 million people in the U.S. are unemployed. Mermaid C, the one you were just talking about, question mark? It's Jason Allen Gates Carnival. I don't know what that means. Mermaid, that almost hit you. I have no idea what that means. Callum Daniels, I've been watching since you first started this is my new account. I love your vids. Keep them coming. Keep coming up. So also, if you had to choose to have a cruise ship company of your own or never lose your hair. If I could have a cruise line or have a full head of hair, let me tell you a little secret, Callum. I got to break it to you because this is not fake news. Okay, this is true news for you. When I was about 17 years old in high school at the prime of my life, I could run like the wind for a long time. I had abs. I was 150 pounds, soaking wet and skinny as a rail. I didn't have hair then. I had hair. Yeah, I had hair, but I had a lot of forehead. And the hair I had is like the hair I've got. It's very thin, very, limpy. And I tried to grow the long hair like all the other guys. This is 1972, It didn't look good. By 74, I cut my hair back to be a little longer than this. But, yeah, I didn't have a bald spot back there. I didn't have that. But let me tell you, there was a lot of forehead for my entire lifetime. So I've never had a full head. I've never had Hugh Grant hair. That's hair. Hugh Grant hair is a full head of hair. I've never had that. But would I want to own a cruise line? I don't know if I want to own a cruise line. At this age, I'm getting a little tired. I think I'm kind of stay a YouTuber. Rosemary, do you think Royal Caribbean Navigator of Sea will sail from Miami? I have no idea. And I don't know when, if or when, I don't know. Amy, no choice but to take the 1 year, 1 year old. Good thing the grandparents are coming so they can babysit. Oh gosh, yeah, I wouldn't go on a cruise with the 1 year old, but that, to each his own. Mermaid Sea, I would choose Royal Caribbean. It's Jason, nope. Rosemary, do you think the Navigator Sea will sail? Nope, not this November. Steve Studley, with all the great stocks out there to pick from, why would anyone with common sense buy a cruise stock? Yeah, I agree. Why would you buy cruise shares? They're not on sale. They're not at a bargain discount price. Darlene did that with a 1 year old 11 years ago. Grandparents, only way to go. Basically, nothing for them to do. There you go. Cheryl, hello, Bruce. Sherry, Awesome Sunset Travel. How you doing, Sherry? It's Jason. Rumor has it that we will all sail soon. Okay. Hello, friends from Sherry. Mermaid Sea, the cruises that go to Hawaii don't go to another country. Oh, but they do. They leave from Los Angeles or Frisco or from San Diego, and they go to Hawaii, and then they come back and they stop in Ensenada, Mexico, just south of the border, south of San Diego, about 25, 30 miles. They stop for 6 hours, and then they come to the United States. Oh, yes, they do. They go to a third country. They do indeed. Tom Henry, are you starting rumors, Jason? Jason, I speak the truth. Tom Henry, hi, Sherry. Sherry says, hey, Tom Henry. Jason's laughing out loud. Arc Adventures. At Steve. Steve, the lure would be to buy a stock like Royal Caribbean at its low and have it eventually bounce back to 100. Yeah, buy Royal Caribbean at 20. Sell it at 60 going forward. Mermaid, the hurricane that almost hit you, what was the name of that hurricane? For me, what was it? It wasn't Ivan. I don't remember. I don't remember. I know Jen knows. Jen remembers. You're going to have to do a Google search for hurricane names 1999. I want to say Hurricane Mitch. I really do. I want to say Hurricane Mitch, but I can't guarantee. But it came to the Caymans. It was short of the Caymans, 180 miles, and went left to the west. Thank goodness. Steve, not worth the risk. Arc, so many to pick from without the risk. Arc Adventures, Mermaid. Who are you going to back and forth with? Scratching my head at your comments. Jen, 159 thumbs ups for Bruce. Now this is awesome. Jeff Dinan. Hi, Bruce. All Carnival and Royal Caribbean ships for Australian Pacific summer season have now been moved from Manila off to Singapore. Maybe sitting there till March. Yeah, they're not going to be sailing at all Australia, New Zealand cruises all canceled. Nikki Singleton, Hugh Grant hair, laugh out loud that he had hair. He's got hair. SLG Mets, what would be a good cruise to purchase at this point in time? There's no good cruise to purchase at this point in time. Tom Henry, Ark, a while back, Bruce was talking about traveling into a storm. She just is wondering what storm. That's right. That was the name of that hurricane. I'm not sure if it's Hurricane Mitch or not. Callum, you are the best. You are the best. Can't wait to throw my money at you in the donations. Laugh out loud. Thank you, Callum Daniels. Please get rich and donate lots of money. Susan R. Bruce, take Boynton vitamin supplements. You can grow hair. Oh, yeah, I can grow hair where hair has never grown before. SLG Mets, Mermaid, the reason that Pride of America sails to Hawaii and only Hawaii is that it's a U.S. flagged ship, while most others are foreign flagged. The only ship that does not have to visit another country is the Pride of America from Norwegian, but it's American flagged with an American crew. The reality is you take a 1-week cruise on that ship, you pay minimum double versus any other 1-week cruise that you want to take. You can cruise from LA for 15 days to Hawaii, back to Ensenada to LA for the same price that you can do a 7-day cruise on Pride of America, just so you know. Jeannie, if you have a question, Mr. Google is your guy. It's Jason, so nobody in the chat wants to cruise. SLG Mets, I meant to ask a good stock to purchase at this point in time. I guess it's getting close to my bedtime. Mine too. Good stock to purchase right now. I would not be long this market right now. The S&P 500 is at record highs. The NASDAQ is at record highs. The Dow is getting close. I think we're near the high going to a much lower level because with tens of millions of unemployed Americans and a couple of million Canadians unemployed, the recession is about to take hold. It takes a few months to filter into the economy this slowdown that we've been experiencing that'll affect the slow meltdown of the economy for the next year. And I think that the recession is going to be so brutal, bitter, and widespread that even with the Google stocks and the Apples and the Teslas doing well, it's not going to be enough to save the markets. Now, I'm going to say certain stocks will hang on. Zoom and Alphabet, like I said, Google and Apple maybe, and a few of they'll hang around. They won't die off so much. They'll go down a bit, but not much. But there are companies on the exchanges that are S&P 500 companies that are going to go to business unexpectedly, surprisingly. There'll be mergers of weak companies merging together to survive. I think there's going to be many more layoffs. In the U.S., millions more. Permanent job losses. And I think a lot of folks are going to have to retrain to get back into the game. A lot of people are going to have to learn to work from home with a skill that they have to learn to do it. I think we are into a serious breakdown of the economy, and that could really hold back the recovery economically for years, 5 years, 7 years, a long, long time. That's my personal opinion as well. I'm not guaranteeing it. It's just what I see, what I feel. I'm too old. I've been around too much of this nonsense. It's going to be bad. A mermaid, not going against anyone, just curious about the name of the hurricane. Rick, what cruise line is it that brought the Holland America ships this summer? We went on a 2-week cruise on MS Amsterdam in 19. The ships that were picked up by Fred. Yeah, I'm tired. Who bought those Holland America ships? I have the notes here. We'll find it for you. Is it Olsen? Fred Olsen lines. Yeah, the Fred Olsen line picked up the Amsterdam and the Rotterdam. The Fred Olsen line, and they're now renaming the ships as they rebrand them. They'll repaint them. They'll take all the Holland America signage down, put up the Fred Olsen signage. They're going to be known as the Boudica and the no. Sorry, they're going to be known as the Bolette and the Borealis. The Bolette and the Borealis will be the new names of the two Holland America ships. I hope that didn't confuse too many people. Confused me, obviously. Callum, when did you first get into cruise ships? Oh, man, I was on a cruise ship in 1959. I went on a transatlantic cruise from Canada to Germany, 1959. I've been hooked ever since. Tom Henry, Jason, we do. Arc Adventures, Jason, we do too. Can't wait to cruise. Tom Henry, Jason, are you still booked for a Jan 21 cruise? It's Jason. Yeah, it's Jason. I'm going to book another cruise too. Tom Henry, great. Callum Daniels, would you ever come to Wales? Oh, I've been to Wales, and I would like to come back to Wales. I really would. I've been to Bath. I've been to Bristol, Portsmouth. I've been to Dover, London, of course. I would like to go to Liverpool. I would like to go to Glasgow. I would like to go to Edinburgh. I'd like to see all the UK. I really want to go back there. I really want to experience more of the UK. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Tom Henry, get busy to catch up on my 16 cruises. Arc Adventures had 2 stocks split today. That had been a while. Apple and Tesla, any other splits on the way? We'll see. Amazon, Microsoft, maybe Google. We'll see what happens. Any more splits? I don't know. Nelson Treadway, plexiglass would have been a good bet. MG Toe, we need to go back on the gold standard and get rid of derivatives. Olson line, yeah. Steve Studley, Olson, yes, yeah. It's Jason Bruce is from Canada. I am. Tom Henry, Fred Olson bought the 2. Emily, Tom Henry, yes, he did. Tom Henry, the other 2 were bought by another line. It was just noted in the past days. I don't remember the name. It was a ferry cruise line out of Greece, I think. Jeannie, good night, TWB family. Great night, good night. Time for meds and a nightcap. Thank you, Jeannie. I'm getting ready to shut down the show, too. Jan, Thumbelina might have had to surrender her duties as it's way past my bedtime. But you have 162 thumbs ups, and thanks, Bruce, for another great night. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, everybody, for giving me thumbs ups tonight. I'm going to call this a show. If you want to, please give me a thumbs up before I shut this down. That would be great. But thank you, everybody, for being with me tonight. It is now 9:56 Eastern. I've been on the air almost 2 straight hours, and I think I need to rest a little bit. Rocky, what about the Mazdam? It's one of the 2 sold to the ferry line in Greece, I think. Callum, have you been to Pont d'Au in my hometown? Pont d'Au in my hometown. I don't think so, sir. I don't think I've been there. I'm not sure about that. Steve Studley, I think Amazon will split. SLGC Mets, thanks for the great evening. Thank you. Mermaid C, thank you. Callum, yeah. Callum, I've been to, like I said, I've been to Bath. I was in Bath with my wife and daughter. We were in a bed and breakfast. We were there for 9 days. And we traveled all around Bath, England, to see the area. We went to Stonehenge. We saw the actual Stonehenge stones. And we did Bristol for a day. And we did Supermare, whatever that's called, something Supermare. Really enjoyed it. It was a great time. We were there in December too. It was lousy weather. Ruku, Finland is also a worthy place to visit someday. Oh, Riku, I agree. Would I love to be in your country someday, Finland? Oh my gosh, Callum, you still look like in your 20s. You are a good guy. You say the right words. You're gonna do well in life. Ark, night, Bruce, great show. Nikki, good night, all. What do we got here? Paper City Gamer Jeff. Has made a $4.99 super chat donation to Traveling with Bruce. Happy Monday from Massachusetts. Thank you very much. This does make it a happy Monday. My first super chat of the day. Thank you very much for that. It's much appreciated. Any of you and all of you, thank you. Hello from Brighton, England. Mike Dixon from Brighton. Welcome from beautiful Brighton. Thank you for being here today. Sandy Robinson, thanks for an interesting show. Good night, everybody. Thank you all for spending a few hours with yours truly. Thank you for the thumbs ups. If anybody knows how many I have now, let me know. This has been a great day today. We'll get some rest tonight, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. Steve, dog years, haha. Arc Adventures, Steve, hopefully Netflix too. Saw a very good show the other day about the history of Netflix. I think I saw it on Amazon Prime. And it's a documentary on the founding creation of Netflix and its early years as they grew and evolved into what they've come into now. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. If you ever get a chance to see that documentary, I would recommend it. Most interesting. Susan R is saying, thanks, Bruce. Mermaid C is talking politics. Callum, also Wales is its own country. Isn't the Prince of Wales, he's learned to speak Welsh too, isn't he? Hasn't he? Saw that in The Queen. In The Crown, the show The Crown. Tom Henry, Sea Jets is the company that bought the other two ships. That is a ferry line, and they bought the other two Holland America ships. Susan R. Bruce, 173 thumbs ups for you today. Alan Carter from Calgary is in the house. 175 thumbs ups for Bruce tonight. Thank you, Alan Carter from Calgary, Alberta. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Ken Pike, I show 171. Could be that I have 4 down, and that combined is 175. I don't know. Mermaid, watch the one about McDonald's monopoly on Hulu. It's funny. Love that movie that Michael Keaton did on McDonald's, The Founder. I like that movie. Mermaid and Crazy, says Mermaid C. All right. Thank you again, Paper City Gamer Jeff. Thank you for your super chat. I really appreciate that tonight. Awful nice of you to do that at the end of the show. Kirk Brunson, great show as always, Bruce. Thank you, Kirk Brunson. Mermaid C, how did they get away with for so many years? I don't know what that means. Arc Adventures, the wife has no idea how you have time for documentaries with all the editing and creating you do. Yes, I squeeze one in once in a while. Callum Daniels, yes. Callum, thank you for being here tonight, buddy. Good to talk to you. Have a good evening where you are. It must be late where you are. And catch up with me next Monday on my next live show. And keep an eye open for trivia sometime during the week. I might do a trivia Thursday or Friday this week. It might be live on this channel or on Stark Markets with Bruce. Make sure you subscribe to both channels. Hit the bell notification icon on both channels, and you'll get updates every time I go live and do a video. Riku, lots of interesting new projects on the way in Helsinki area, even as the second wave of the virus is going on. Helsinki never stops. Tom Henry, good night, everybody. Callum Daniels, good night, man. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Callum. You take care. Mermaid, Monopoly, McDonald's. Look it up. That would be an interesting show. All right, guys, that's it. I'm done. Done. I got to get some rest, see how Jennifer is doing, and have a drink and rest my feet and rest my vocals and watch a documentary and go to bed. Emily, great show. Sleep well. Wear your mask. Mermaid, do it on McDonald's trivia. Right on, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care. Stay warm. Stay safe. Stay cool. Stay healthy. Watch your social distancing. Wear your masks in public. And I will catch you next time on Traveling with Bruce from Creston, British Columbia, Canada. Thank you all for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. Callum, go to bed. It's 3:03. It's time for bed.